Guys, today is a very different video that I do here. I always talk to you guys about, how to come to Lithuania and everything like that. But recently, I heard a story about this guy and he quit his job and went home, went back to his country. He was so frustrated at work, like his company, his manager, the job he was doing was killing him basically, and he couldn't take it anymore and he left his job. Quit his job. Obviously in Lithuania, if you quit your job and you have a temporary residence permit, you have 2 months to get a job. If you don't, you need to go back to your country. I don't have any problem with you going back to your country, right? But nobody should mess with your money, okay? Nobody should mess with your money. And I think one thing that really broke my heart is also hearing now that he started to struggle in his country, and I was just like, why? This shouldn't be the case. And being someone that I've been living here for 8 years, I've been living abroad for longer than that, and I just thought, I have worked in different companies, I've worked with different people. Let me share something that might be beneficial to you guys. How do we navigate this work life that we have? How do we navigate the corporate world when we come in a foreign country? This is what I wanted to talk about in this video. I've written down a couple of things, and seriously, I want this to be a conversation between us. Let's talk about these things, okay? I want to hear your stories as well. I want to hear like your journey. I want to hear it, and I'm just hoping like these lessons, please take it seriously. These are things that for me I take very seriously now. I didn't previously, but I take it very seriously, and it is really changing the way that I work and the way that I do my job. So guys, let us start and just start talking about this thing, okay? So my number one thing is, one thing that I will recommend, that I recommend for myself as well, is to separate your life, your work life from your actual life, okay? I've been in a job where I was the only foreigner and we had like 200 and something employees and I was the only foreigner. So you can imagine that is challenging. Like there's a lot of expectations that you might put on yourself. It can be very mind-boggling and stressful for you, right? This is very important. Learn to separate your work life from your after work life, okay? And how can you do this, guys? This basically means that when you're at work, you know that you're at work. I watched this Korean series and it's called The Playlist, Hospital Playlist. And I was wondering, like, there's this lady in that show, right? She was so present in everything that she does. Like, she was so when she's at work, she's present. When she's with her friends, she's very present. And I just thought, wow, instead of me running around mixing and matching everything, like if I'm at work, I'm thinking about home. If I'm at home, I'm thinking about work. How can I put myself in this place? How can I give my 100% here? And when I'm done, I am done. When I go home, I give my 100% at home. And how that can be possible is when you are in your job, obviously, like to think, right now I'm here, I have 8 hours. This next 8 hours are dedicated to my job. Sometimes for me, I don't mix, like when I'm at work, I try not to, for example, do social media stuff, right? Because for me, I find it swimming into my life. This is what works for me. Obviously, you have to find what works for you, because I don't want to even, social media is my personal life. My work is my job. This is my corporate world. You know what works for you. All of us are working from home, right? Everybody's working from home. And you feel like when you work from home, you work on your desk, which is literally behind me. You work on your desk and then you carry your computer and you work on your bed. Find how to disconnect that path, right? If it's you going to your kitchen or going to your bathroom, like guys, I don't know how to say it. There are different options. So please think of how to separate that 8 hours time that you work from the time that you need to have your life. It could be not having work apps on your phone. If it's not a company phone, it could be not having work apps on your phone, right? When you finish work, to rest, to somehow forget work, hang out with your friends, hang out with your family. Don't talk about work additionally more than you should, right? It's very impossible not to talk about work after work, but don't let it become your bread and tea. Don't let it become your second nature, that you leave work but you're still at work. If it's possible, don't get the phone apps, the work apps on your phone, because it means that you are bringing your life with your work life and it's very difficult to separate them. So this is my one tip. Try to separate your work life from your daily life. The next one that I would say is, when you are in that job that is paying you money, don't lose your voice, okay? Especially when you are new. Especially when you are new and you're the only foreigner and you have those very tricky cases, you start to lose your voice because you feel like every other person knows what they're doing. You feel like every other person is smarter than you. And there's nothing wrong with people being smarter than you. There's nothing wrong with that, right? But how do you make sure that your voice is still heard in the company, in your team, in your department, without you feeling or being left out, right? So that means that sometimes how you can do this, sometimes when you have ideas, or when, for example, a conversation is going on, and to be honest, guys, sometimes we have those ideas come to us, but we feel like, oh, maybe it's not really good, and next thing you hear somebody else saying it, the same idea that you had 3 minutes ago, and somebody else says it and it's carried up. Even when, for example, that idea is not carried up when it's said by you, do not lose your voice. Say what you are thinking, especially when they're talking about a certain topic. Let's say we are trying to build something, right? Say what is on your mind, guys. Please don't just keep quiet thinking that everybody is smart, and I thank God that everybody in your team is smart, but so are you. That's why you got this job. That's why you were hired. That's why you are here. You are here because you as well are valid on this table. You as well are needed on this table, and that's why they hired you. So don't come in and then become quiet. It leads you nowhere. It brings you no visibility. Just don't lose your voice. When you have something to share, please feel free to share it within your team. Don't just keep quiet when ideas are going on day to day. You're just silent because you think everybody's smart. And imposter syndrome obviously seeps in, smashes you right on time once you join a new company. So I ask you and I beg you not to lose your voice. What happens is that when you start speaking up, the more you speak up, the more you become comfortable, the more you feel heard, right? Sometimes your colleagues, to be honest, will not care, but you're doing this for you. You're doing this not to lose yourself in this job. You're doing this not to get to the wall, not to push yourself to the wall where you quit your job and pack up and go. I know that there are very, very unhealthy work cultures, guys, and unhealthy work culture, sometimes we cannot control it. You cannot control an unhealthy work culture. Obviously, you can catch it before you got hired, but if you didn't, now you are here, you must do these things for yourself, not really for the job anymore. You must do these things for yourself to maintain your sanity, to maintain your integrity, to maintain the reason why you are in this job. So I tell you, do not lose your voice when you're at the job. I'm increasing the tempo right now, guys. I'm increasing the tempo. My next one is be confident. Guys, this is very similar to the one that I shared before, which is don't lose your voice. Be confident in your thoughts. Be confident in your ideas. Guys, this is what I shared with you, that sometimes you have an idea, you have to, like, you start thinking, this is what I should say, and then am I sure, am I not sure? Next thing, you see that guy in your team or that lady in your team that is always talking, they will say exactly what you are thinking, and everybody's like, oh, that's brilliant, but you could have said the same thing. Please be confident. Be confident in the way you show up at work, in the way that you talk, in the way that you look, in the way that you share your ideas. Be confident. I'm not saying let ego get in your way. Be confident. Confidence is just knowing that I am valuable as a person. I am valuable as a person. I see me, I know me, I am needed here by me. I need myself to be here, either for my career, either for my next adventure. I need me to be here, and I have to be confident in that person. If you struggle with confidence, practice it. There's something we say, fake it until you make it, right? You don't have to be the loudest person in the room. That's not being confident. You don't have to be the loudest person in the room. But when the time comes, right? Not every time they're asking you, what do you think? Not every time. Obviously, we have amazing managers that want to involve you, especially when they're new. They're asking you all the time, what do you think? What do you think? Guys, don't wait every time for somebody to ask you, what do you think? You are already thinking something. Say it. Say it, and say it with boldness, okay? Say it with boldness. It doesn't mean it's the brightest idea, but when you're saying it, say it like it is the best idea. So the next one is know yourself and be yourself. Oh my goodness. This one is big, but guys, it is very, very important to know yourself. And the only way you can know yourself is to learn about you. To know what things are triggering for you, to know what things that make you happy, know when things are not, there is something inside of you. The Bible says something that there is a candle inside a man, and it searches, the inward parts of that person, right? There is something inside of you that helps you know when you come into a place, something doesn't feel right here. Stop dismissing that thing every single time. Like, maybe it's me. Sometimes it's not you. It has nothing to do with you. Know yourself. Take time to learn about you. And this will take years, guys. This is not a 1-year adventure. I know myself now. No, because you're always evolving, you're always growing, you're always changing. But you must sit down to know yourself. You must make it a habit, a continuous habit to know who you are. Find out the things that make you happy, the things that make you sad, the kind of places you don't like, the kind of teams you don't like. Or like, I think this is very good, obviously, when you work in different teams and with different people, kind of know the kind of people you like to work with, the people that give you challenge. Emotional intelligence. Take a course on emotional intelligence if that's what it takes, but learn about yourself. When you know about yourself, I'm gonna give an example. So let's say that you're someone that likes to, you're very expressive, right? This is something that makes you very happy. But then you come to this job and you decide, like again, you start losing your voice to the place that you become very, very, you don't even know who you are anymore. And it's because you did not practice like being yourself completely at your job, right? Or let's say, for example, that you're someone that likes to pray when you eat your food, right? And then during lunch comes, you know that this is something natural for you, but you're thinking, should I pray? Should I not pray? What would my colleagues think about it? Guys, that's you denying yourself of being yourself, okay? Pray if you like to pray. If this is something that you do ordinarily, please pray. If you're someone that likes to encourage someone when you see other people down and you see your colleague being that way, instead of overthinking, what would they think about me? What would they think if I... Just be yourself. Be yourself, because what happens if you're not yourself in month 1, month 2, month 3, month 4, month 5, month 6, you've already said who you are, and it's very difficult to deviate now from that person. When you start to show another color, they're like, I don't know who you are. This is off. This is not who we hired, right? So please be yourself from the beginning. Once you show up there, be yourself, know who you are, spend time with yourself, and show up as that person every single day. All right. My next one is to be visible and strategic. All right, guys, I know that some of us, when we get hired, we're like, I'm here to be, for example, let's say like what kind of job? I'm here to be a software engineer. That's all I'm doing, right? I'm going to do my job. I have to get all the projects that are given to me. That's what I'm going to do. Guys, to be visible, is very, very important. I think to be visible is you doing extra on top of the job that you're doing. Obviously, I'm a preacher of excellence on this channel, right? You would need to be visible at your job and be very strategic about your visibility. Don't be everywhere at every time, right? You need to know what are the things that I need to do right now to position myself rightly. Yeah, guys, I'm gonna give an example. So let's say that you're a mechanic, right? You're working as a mechanic in this team, right? You're a mechanic for that team, and every single day you're supposed to repair cars, right? Guys, this is an amazing thing. One day, to be strategic, what you can add is one day you start to think, so I'm repairing cars. How about I start repairing the windows of these cars? Not only am I repairing the engines of these cars, but today, let me find a way. How can our team start repairing windows as well to cost for the company? So be strategic, think, and this obviously requires you, if you manage to distress yourself and separate your work from your life, when you go home you might come up with those ideas, right? But think, you can plan that every quarter you bring something small to your team. Every quarter, not every month, because you want to still be excellent at your job, but every quarter you do this. Like you think, oh, what can I add to this team? What can I do? What processes can I implement? What can I change? That means, guys, do you know what that does for you? You become valuable to your team, that they're always thinking, oh, what is she gonna come up with? What is he gonna come up with this month? They don't know. You don't know, but because you're thinking about how to be strategic and be visible in this team. And guys, when you've done that, especially, there's nothing great that is done by yourself. Most of the time you need to connect with your team, other people, to see, okay, this is the idea I'm thinking about, this is how I want to do it. When you do that, make sure you are visibly saying that you did it with these people. Don't go and then hide under the rock when nobody knows that you are even doing anything. Don't go hiding under the rock. Don't go thinking, oh, let everybody be praised. Yes, let everybody be praised, including you. Including you, okay? Including you. So important for you in your career, that I know that sometimes people work, especially when they have somebody that is very talkative, very assertive. That person comes and shares all the ideas, and they take all the ideas and they give in all the credit. Guys, nobody gives you promotion if they don't see you. Let me say that again. Nobody promotes you if they don't see you. When a promotion comes, do you know the first things that companies think about, or your manager or whoever is promoting things about? Oh, do we have someone around here who can do that? And guess the first person that comes to their mind is the person that they see. If they don't see you, out of sight is out of mind. So please work on being visible and do it strategically. Don't be everywhere, but think quarterly. What can I do? What can I add in my team? What can I add in this company to bring some value? Sometimes it's very little. but it means that you're consistently doing your job, but also being visible. Another one is to learn to manage and control your emotions. Oh my God, guys, I know that they say this loosely. Don't trust your colleagues. I don't think that we should not trust our employees. I think you should trust them. Trust them with the work that you are here to do. Okay, but when it comes to your personal life, your emotions, how you're feeling about certain things, how you're feeling about work, know who to share that with. Know who in your team is on your side to share that with. And if you cannot tell by their behavior, by their fruits, by the things that they've done with you, please keep those emotions for your husband when you go home. Keep it for your wife when you go home. Keep it for your group, for your community of friends when you go home. Do not share that at your workplace. Keep that information outside of your workplace, okay? If you don't share, to be honest, when you don't share those things, you sharing it within your workplace, it can mean that that person has a different emotion and it can come to attack you. You sharing it, for example, with your friends, they can see, oh, this is also happening in my company. This is such not a big deal. This is how I'm dealing with it. Do you get what I mean? So you need to know who to share with. If you don't find that person in your team, please carry it and go and share with someone else outside your job. Tell your friends. It's more enjoyable. It's more fun. You're like, oh my God, this is crazy. This is how I'm dealing with it. But don't know when and how to manage your emotions within your job. This next one is a big one for me, is to have mentors outside your work and in your job. Mentors, I know there is a note that your mentor, you must know them, blah blah blah. Those ones are good. Obviously, some people can have mentors, and feel free to approach someone to be your mentor, right? But even if you don't have anybody particularly that you want to be your mentor, and guys, remember, your mentor could be someone in your field or someone in completely different field, but maybe they are in a managerial position, like a mentor that can help you, guide you through the work journey, right? I would say have someone in your office, in your company, and have someone outside, maybe more outside, right? Because he really helps you when you bring those challenges, and those people will tell you how to be strategic. They will tell you, what are you doing for your company this month? What are you doing for your company this year, this quarter, this half of the year? They always remind you to be strategic, to be visible. So it's very important that you have mentors to talk about those things. This thing is so important because sometimes, we can be in our thoughts and things become so big, so massive, so crazy to us, but it's actually not that much. It's not that bad. It's actually not that bad, but because we are the only person thinking about it, it seems too big. A problem shared is problem half solved, okay? Problem shared is problem half solved. So please make sure to have people outside your job, mentors, trusted people around you outside your job that you can talk about work with, and they really help you navigate certain things. Don't lock up, think that you're the only person. Find your community and share those things with. All right, so my next one is build connections with other people in your company. If, for example, that you are working in team A, right, and team A, everybody in team A doesn't get along with you, either because you're new, either they already have their friends, find people in team B and C to make friends with. Are you hearing me? Find people in team A and team B to make friends with. Guys, this is so important because you can find your people, not necessarily in your team all the time. Sometimes you come and you gel with people, but sometimes it can take you additional time. So please feel free to associate with other people from different teams. Find time, have a date with them. Hey, ask someone in, for example, in finance, hey, would you like to go on lunch today? Not only your team. In fact, even if you're in good terms, on good terms with your current team, also build connections with people outside your team. What this helps you is it broadens your horizon, it broadens your information, it broadens the details that you have, because sometimes you only know what is happening within your team, within your function. But if, for example, if you're working in the finance team and now you're dealing with as well the product team, you have information coming from the product team, and again, it will help you to continuously to be strategic and visible. It's very important, guys. Build connection with other people, and even sometimes because people are always changing jobs, sometimes people from those teams that you built connections with, they go to another job and an opening comes and they're like, hey, I worked with this person, I had a good relationship with this person. They just holler you, hey, do you think you'd be interested in moving jobs? My new company is hiring, and the price, the salary is good, the benefits are good, do you want to come along? And that's because you built connections with other people. So be mindful to build connections with other people within your company. Don't only think about your small team. Go outside and meet other people, hang out with them, know what is going on in other functions, okay? My next one is to keep learning. Keep learning in your job, keep learning about the other guys. There's something that, for example, in different companies, they have different functions, right? That's what they call. They have like engineering team, they have product team, they have a mechanical team, they have technical team, they have support teams. Learn to strategically know what is going on. You don't have to know too much, but have an idea. Guys, we already talked about it. Don't only do your job. Learn what is going on in other teams, okay? Learn what is going on. It gives you a wider perspective when those strategies start to come to you, because you can see, oh, this is how our finance team can work with product team to come up with this. So build connections, go out of your way to meet other people, okay? My next one is to validate yourself, okay? When you do a good job, you know that you did it. Say it to yourself. Don't wait for people to validate you. If your manager validates you, if your colleagues validate you, amazing, be happy. But don't wait for anybody to validate you. When people don't validate you as well, you should be the same. It's fine, because you know that you're doing a great job. If you're doing all these things that we've already listed, you are doing a fantastic job, okay? You are doing an amazing job, and you should validate yourself. You should look at yourself in the mirror and say, wow, who is this girl? Who is this boy? Who is this man in this place killing it? Yes, remind yourself that you are valuable. Remind yourself that you are 10-star. And you also be truthful with yourself, know where you are, and always keep learning, keep adding to your knowledge, keep growing, keep learning about your field and other things within your field. Sometimes our teams, and especially when you work with people that don't know how to praise, right? When you work with people that don't know how to say thank you, they don't know how to validate you, they don't know how to say, wow, people are not expressive. You might feel like you're not doing a good job. So please remember to validate yourself. Remember to praise yourself. Remember to praise yourself. Don't only praise other people. Like someone like me, I always like to tell people that they're doing an amazing job, but every single time I forget to tell myself that I'm doing an amazing job. So sometimes I need to remember, look myself in the mirror and say, kindness, you are doing an amazing job. So guys, do that as well for yourself. You know when you're doing a good job, and when you're not doing a good job, this video is for you to step up, okay? Step up and do an amazing job. All right, please learn how to pray. This is very, very important. This is very serious. Like for some of you, you prayed to get this job. You prayed, God, I want a new job, blah, blah, blah. And now you have gotten the job. You're not like, I have to do this on my own. I have to carry all the problem on my own. Why? Learn to pray. Learn to pray about your job. Learn to pray about your colleagues. You see those colleagues that are stressing you, learn to bring them to God. You see those ones that are helping you out, encouraging you, learn to bring them as well to God. So guys, for me, prayer is such an important. We always forget about it. Because it's our natural job, right? Even the Bible says that every work that you do it as unto the Lord, right? This is what I believe. This is my faith. For you, please learn to pray about your job as well. Learn to commit it into, in my own case, is Jesus Christ. Learning to commit that to God makes my life so much better, and He gives me ideas. Sometimes how to, you see those strategic ideas you're talking about, sometimes you don't know it, but He can bring those ideas to you. This is what you should do, this is what you should do, and He speaks to you. He tells you what to do, but He tells you how to respond to that colleague that you want to smack their head. He tells you how to respond to them and how to deflate anger and things in the workplace. So guys, my final thing is knowing when to quit that job, okay? I know that it's very, very hard for you to come to that place where you're like, I need to quit. But before you quit, I must tell you, you need to have an exit plan. Don't just quit, get angry, leave the job. We don't do that here, okay? We don't do that. We need to have an exit plan. Your exit plan could be to start saving money. So you're gonna say, in the next 6 months, in the next 3 months, I need to have this certain amount of funds in my account. Now you start doing that planning, and when you come to work, somebody's annoying you. So, all right, I'm getting my money together. I can deal with this today, okay? So I think that helps you really have a new focus. Your focus is no more like completely your job. Yes, you're still doing a good job, but at the same time, you have a plan on your hand. Number 3 thing you can do with your exit planning is to start looking for another job. Guys, don't have any shame to look for another job. Don't have any shame to take that PTO, your paid time off during your job to go for your interview. Make sure that you remember to start looking for another job. Talk to your mentors, talk to your network, look at LinkedIn, look at all the job sites, and start applying to new jobs. Okay, start applying to new jobs, because this helps you deal now with your job, because you have something, you're planning something. Don't just pack up and run back to your country because you didn't like this job, okay? Do have a plan. And while you have that plan all together done, don't burn the bridges. I know I said I was not gonna mention this. Yeah. I said I was not gonna say it, because I know that some people are really, really not the best to work with. They are not kind at all. they really showed you pepper while you're doing that. But when you are leaving that job, now you've gotten a new job, you've saved your money. If you're saving money, if you've done any of all those things, don't burn the bridges. Just make sure that you're leaving that company in joy. Make sure that you're leaving, not on your last day, you're like, drop the mic, you guys are da 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 da. No, we don't do any of that. We are classy in and out, okay? So make sure you leave, exit graciously, exit with all the integrity and all the grace that you have inside of you. Guys, this video was so I feel like the way I'm sitting, I feel like so relaxed talking about this. Is a very serious topic, but I feel so like calm talking about it because I truly understand the challenges and the struggles that you can have in a workplace. I have been there, I have done that, and I'm really thriving right now. And I know that to my increase, there is no end. I know that it's only gonna go better and better and better and better from here. So guys, I know that most of you watching this video, you've had it in your jobs. Comment below, let me know, how are you navigating your workplace? How did you navigate a crazy job that you had previously? How are you, what recommendations would you give? Even to me, I want to be reading because I think I still have a long way to go. I'm just new in my career, growing in my career as we all, and I have so many things to learn. So please drop your own ideas down in the comment section below, what we all can do to make sure that we navigate our workplace and not be sacked. Sometimes some people get fired or run away, quit our job, run away and run back to our country because somebody did not appreciate us or treat us the right way. So yeah, I'm reading below to know how that is going. But yeah guys, this is what I wanted to share. I hope you like this kind of video, so please like if you do, comment and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll see you guys in my next video. Thank you again for watching and have a good day. Bye guys.